We are not breaking. We are being rewired. We are not crazy. We are not too sensitive. And we are definitely not falling behind in our healing. We are in a collation. And it isn't a soft one. This is a high speed impact between the version of us that learned how to survive by playing small and the version of us that can no longer live like that. In this video, I am going to explain why we can mindset our way out through this and why we need a stronger container and not just a higher vibration. Let me say this slowly so it actually lands. You are not crazy. You are not quote unquote too sensitive, and you are definitely not falling behind in your healing. The reality is that we are in a collation, and not a soft one either. This isn't a trust the process kind of gentle shift where everything eventually feels like a sunset. Mm-mm. This is a high speed impact. It's the collation between the version of us that learned how to survive by playing small, by staying quiet and ignoring our own guts, and the version of us that can no longer live like this. April 2026? That is the point where the acceleration becomes unavoidable. We can feel it, can't we? That tension in our shoulders that doesn't fully go away even when we're resting. That strange electrical buzzing under our skin. Or that dangerously short fuse where small, everyday things suddenly feel too much to handle. Think about the last time we snapped at someone we love over something that didn't matter. Or the last time we felt a wave of phantom anxiety while just sitting in the car. That isn't just a random glitch in our personality, that isn't a sign of weakness or a lack of discipline. That is pressure. It's the heat generated by two versions of ourselves trying to occupy the same space at the exact same time. The old skin is too tight and the new skin hasn't fully formed yet. And here is the hardest part to hear. We can't think our way out of it. We can't analyze this collation into disappearing. We can't mindset our way through a nervous system that is literally being rewired for a different frequency. We have to go through the impacts. And the message behind it is this: the friction we feel isn't a sign that we are failing, it is the proof that we are finally outgrowing the cage. Let's cut through something that's been quietly harming people. We cannot quote unquote vibe higher our way out of a dysregulated nervous system. I mean, we can journal until our hands cramp, we can affirm until we're having no voice left, we can visualize our dream lives all that we want. But if our bodies are running on adrenaline and chronic overload, then it doesn't matter. Our subconscious doesn't care about our vision board when it thinks it's being hunted. Because our system right now is not asking for positivity, it is asking for safety. And most people don't realize this, but April 2026 is not testing our mindset. It is testing our capacity, it is testing our ability to feel intense emotions without completely shutting down, act in our truth without exploding at the people around us, and to stay present while the world outside feels like it's speeding up and changing. If we're honest with ourselves, we've probably noticed the symptoms of this capacity gap already. Think about waking up and feeling instantly tense, like our bodies never actually went to sleep, or that strange state of being tired but wired, where we are overstimulated by the world but too restless to sit still. We are getting irritated at things that normally wouldn't bother us, and Our thoughts are racing at 100 miles an hour, while our physical bodies feel like they are made of lead. We want the big changes, but the thought of even making a phone call feels like climbing a mountain. That massive contradiction, that is decollision. We are being pulled forward into a new frequency faster than our nervous system is used to traveling. It's like trying to put a jet engine into a car built in the 1940s. The friction is going to create heat, and no amount of just stay positive is going to regulate that physical heat. The message is that we don't need a higher vibration, we need a stronger container. We need to stop trying to fly and start learning how to ground. Now, let's talk about what's actually happening inside us. Because this is where most of us disconnect, and especially on this day, as we are on April 9th, it was meant to for me to record this earlier and to upload this earlier, but it didn't happen. I I have sometimes a very hard time with like everything that comes to light. I it really does a lot with me. Anyways, today on April 9th, Mars hits its peak in Aries, and I need us to understand what that means for our physical systems, because Mars is not a meditation energy. Mars is movement, Mars is heat, it's reaction and raw instinct. And Aries, that is pure initiation. No filter and no delay. When these two combine, we get a collective nervous system that feels like a coiled spring. We find ourselves saying, I need to do something right now, but I don't even know what I have to do. And that's because we aren't moving that energy. Our bodies are translating that pressure into physical symptoms. And before we go look at the physical symptoms, I want to ask you if you recognize this. Leave a comment in the comment section if you feel that coiled spring inside you right now. The physical symptoms are mostly in the things that are unexplainable. It is in the sudden unexplained headaches that we suddenly get, or the heavy pressure behind our eyes. We feel it in our tight jaws and clenched teeth when we are just sitting at our desks. There is a literal heat in our bodies, an irritation under the skin that makes us want to jump out of our own frames. Think about those nights of tired but wired insomnia, where our brains are racing even though our bones feel like lead. Or those sudden sharp bursts of anger over a dropped spoon or a slow car in front of us. Here's the part most of us miss. This is not emotional instability. This is unreleased physical energy. Mars doesn't want us to sit and process our feelings forever. It wants us to move. And collectively, we are seeing this play out everywhere. We see people snapping faster in public, more confrontations, and people quitting jobs they've hated for years with zero notice. We see bold, impulsive decisions that feel reckless to others but feel absolutely necessary to the person who's making them. We see enough is enough energy exploding in protest and personal boundaries alike. The collective message of Mars and Aries is simple. We can no longer tolerate what we've been tolerating. If we try to suppress this heat, it doesn't just disappear, it turns inwards. It becomes burnout, it becomes physical inflammation, and it becomes an emotional explosion later that we won't be able to control. So the message is, where are we holding back an action that our bodies are already screaming to take? The heat isn't there to hurt us, it is there to move us. I think I'm going to split this one up in two parts. In the next part, we're going to talk about the mental delete and the historical mirrors. So I want to thank you for so much for listening. Leave a comment in the reactions and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and do not miss the next episode, the next part of this episode. This was Nyx. Remember, frequency is power. Bye!